What's going on, YouTube world? It's the boy with the pampers and the toys, Al, recording from paradise. And please, everyone, make sure you like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel, the boy with the pampers and the toys. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe to your family, your friends, and your enemies. And what a great day! What a great day to kick off, to be a wrestling fan. Today we're going to be talking about two figures I picked up out of the blue at one of my local, one of the local stores here in my state. Definitely, I'm not gonna say I'm not a diehard wrestling fan no more, but I love the figures. I love the action figures. I watch the wrestling matches sometime online, and thank God I know I got Peacock now. I can watch the pay-per-view for free. Woo. Anyways, today we're gonna be talking about two legendary wrestlers of all time. No legends from the 90s, some legends from the 70s and 80s that kind of paved the way for the wrestlers today. And today we're going to be talking about no more than the legendary American Nightmare, Dusty Rhodes Sr. And this was a good man right here. I met him when I was a child, and I'll tell you my personal experience. Very good man, and he rest in peace, Dusty Rhodes, rest in peace. And so the next figure we're going to be talking about is the great nemesis and villain, Rowdy Piper. And this is my first time going to be that I own a Roddy Piper figure in actual, how can I say it, my collection, my WWE collection that I have. So I'm very honored and humble to have this figure. I ain't gonna say it does him poetic justice, but we'll get to that. So first and foremost, we're gonna be talking about the American Nightmare, Dusty Rhodes. As y'all know, Dusty Rhodes and Cody Rhodes are, aka Dusty Rhodes Goldust. This is their dad, the legendary Dusty Rhodes. Let's see. Let's read a little bit on him. I'm gonna tell you a little bit I know about him. So Dusty Rhodes. This is from the Series 83 Elite Collection right here. And the True FX lifelike details. So it's pretty kind of old. It came out probably about a year ago, or 2 years. Oops, I'm gonna say 3 years ago, 2020. So that's the barcode. And it was a number of $15 at my local store, but I was happy to have him because I want him to my Legends collection on my Legends shelf. So he's from Austin, Texas. His weight at the time was 275 pounds. He stood 6'2", 188 millimeters. Not millimeters, but meters. Who knows? Career highlights: NWA champion, United States champion, WWE Hall of Fame inductee. The American Dream put on his polka dots and led the Dream Team against the $1 Million Team at Survivor Series 1990. Now, Dusty Rhodes, he wrestled in the 70s. He wrestled for NWA. He was responsible for Starrcade. I think Starrcade was WCW. Or it could have been with WWE. I don't know, but Vince McMahon, I knew, tried to take credit for that, but the American Dream, he paid the way for a lot of bigger wrestlers. I ain't gonna say he paid the way because there was wrestlers before him, but to my knowledge, he paid the way and made it good for bigger guys because it was always body image, not really in wrestling for the men, but for the women. They wanted the women to look a certain way, but we're not going to discuss about the women. Maybe one woman that was a part of his legacy as well, wrestling legacy too, a little bit. So, Dusty Rhodes, he had his child with a woman, Dusty Rhodes Jr. with A.A. Goldust. So, I guess that marriage didn't work out for him, and I'm not trying to dig deep for info, but he moved on to Cody Rhodes' mother. So he had Cody Rhodes and from another marriage, and I think he still was with that woman to the day he passed. So he had a lot of feuds with Ric Flair back in the day. I mean, that was his most iconic feud, as well as you can see, the $1 Million Man and his team, and he paved the way for a lot of these wrestlers today, including his boys. And I really do hope they do Cody Rhodes justice in WWE. I really think he deserves that because the gimmick they had for Cody Rhodes years ago was horrible. They tried to make him to Stardust. And I think the Goldust character it worked out a little bit for Dusty Rhodes, but I still think he was robbed of his natural shine that he could have been in the wrestling entertainment world. I think that character was okay, but it like scarred him to where people can't even. I hate to say it. I'm a big fan of Dusty Rhodes Jr. and his dad. Cody Rhodes has grown on me a whole lot. Let's be honest. I did a video on his action figure maybe a while back, but I'm proud of him too. But basically, Dusty Rhodes, I know they hit his last time being in the WWE. I think he passed away either 2015 or 16. Because his most iconic matches was with what's the guy that used to wear the little I don't even know his name. His name on the tip of my tongue. But he had a lot of feuds with Ric Flair, the Four Horsemen, the $1 Million Man. I know that the woman I was mentioning was Sapphire. She was that heavy-set black lady, older middle-aged black lady that was his manager. And I'm kind of glad that he introduced her because, you know, back then it wasn't really that great for black people in wrestling, as well as bigger women, older women. So Sapphire was a comedic character during his career, Dusty Rhodes' career. But Dusty really, like I said, really paid away for a lot of guys, a lot of the bigger guys coming up. So he will definitely be missed. So let's get to the figure. It's my first time owning a Dusty Rhodes figure, and I'm still thinking when he had that Cody Rhodes had that match with somebody, and Dusty Rhodes came out there with his belt whooping the person. That was hilarious. Okay, so all right, let's talk about the American Dream himself. I got the right to keep on high. I got the right to keep on high. All right, he's a bigger guy, so the figure is not disappointing at all. I'm very pleased to open it up. He had good mic skills too, by the way. And all right. So this legendary guy, let's see. I'm gonna get rid of this too. There's the little lovely barcode. I'm trying to start doing that in my videos. So he comes with this his famous polka dot shirt, pullover. I believe that maybe was a tattoo of his birthmark, maybe something like that. I don't know. I can't really recall, but that spot right there. But they really did this figure justice. Like, he's a bigger guy. Look at his boots. They got the boots on point because, you know, he was always styling like a you know, the country boy he was. Look at that facial expression. Looks just like him. I think it is FX detail real life effects. Now, I knew that Dusty Rhodes did have a lot of feuds with people in the past. Long time feud with Vince McMahon. I guess in his last days, you know, him and Vince patched up some things. Maybe way before then. I could be wrong. It's a legend. So, he got them fists balled up right here. He's pretty. The articulation is really great on this figure, but I do want him to have a, you know, a hand for his mic. So I'm gonna take this off. I'd rather for him to have that, you know, that punch and that other fist, because, you know, the American Dream, he didn't play. So the knee pads look pretty great. The designs on the shoes were really great as well too. He's got his polka dot attire. You know, that's what he was known for. Because I know when he was with Sapphire had like a polka dot. Like, it was a little short stint they had as her being his manager, and they had a famous. Besides his famous feuds with Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, they had a tag team match against, I think it was Ric Flair and Sensational Sherry, him and Sapphire, and Elizabeth grabbed, she poked and clawed Sensational Sherry Martell's face, and they got the win, and then Sapphire turned on him, moved to the $1 Million. You know, they made her look kind of infamous bad. But it is what it is. That was back then. Wrestling's entertainment. So, the hair mode looks really great. It looks really just like him. That mouth cracks me up, though. I got the right for keep on high. And I wanted to get, it's good to have his figure now because Cody Rhodes, I got an AEW figure. I don't have a WWE figure with Cody Rhodes yet, but I got an AEW figure. And it's really good to have now his boys that, like to have this figure, the daddy of them all figure, along with his sons. And I know that I had a Jax figure with Dusty Rhodes a long time ago. I can't even remember I remember what it looks like, but I can't remember how it was designed because Jax. But definitely, I think with this figure, what they really messed up on was the legs, or maybe the legs are not really bendable, so I can't really lift his leg up. If I feel like I'm about to break it, so I'd rather just keep him standing up, So I guess when this figure came out, they wasn't really focused on if he lifted his leg up and kicked somebody, if he wanted to like make a match or something. But it's okay. It's okay. I give it a A- for effort, meaning it's gonna go down to a B+ because there's some things wrong with this figure. He's not articulated as he should be. I can't lift his leg up because I'll snap his legs and I don't want to break them. I don't want to go through that. I really don't. So I'm gonna definitely give this figure. And another thing was, I'd rather for them to have like a second head sculpt for him. Because I ain't gonna lie, that face sculpt ain't the greatest of him. They could have had something like normalize his face, but I guess they was trying to make him into some type of character. Cool. It is what it is. So, I'm not too fond of this figure. I'm glad to have it in my collection, but I give this figure a 9 out of a 10 because you can't lift his legs up. The face sculpt ain't the greatest. And out of respect for the late Dusty Rhodes Sr., I'm not going to slaughter this figure because I really like Dusty Rhodes. When I met him, I met him when I was a little boy. Really a nice guy. I met him, he was wrestling at the fairgrounds. It's probably the 80s. And he came to Louisville, Kentucky, the wrestling crew. I remember my mom and dad took me down there, along with a cousin of mine, who I'm not close with now, but took us down there, and we had a ball. It was a nice little festival here in Louisville, Kentucky at the time. So definitely, this figure right here it's not bad. I just think they could have just back then made it so his legs can get up and he can, if he wants to kick. Like I can't do neither one of his legs like that. So we really gonna snap the ball joints right there. You see the ball joint right there? Yeah, you're gonna snap it. So, but other than that, the figure, the body mode looks really great. He used to always wear his shorts over his stomach a little bit. He represents those big boys. So I give his a 9 out of 10. Rest in peace, Dusty Rhodes. Oh. I'll jump to the gun too soon. I'm just being who I am. He comes with a hat. His infamous hat. I got the right to keep on high. Okay. So, he does come with several hands as well too, and they wasn't really nothing to worry about. The other little slap hands. I'm glad to have so many of these in like a little package. I would know what to do with myself. So, he gets a 9 out of 10 for me. It was just too much wrong with the figure for me. So, let's move on. So, next we're going to be talking about Mr. Roddy Piper. And, this figure right here from the Eli Collection Series 12. It's an older figure. As you know, they had Billy Gunn. I need to get a Billy Gunn figure. And I want a Junkyard Dog and a Kevin Nash. I'm going to try to find them online. But definitely, Roddy Piper was the best villain character in all wrestling ever. Just my opinion. Him and Jake the Snake Roberts and Ravish and Rick Rude. They were great villains. And let me tell you a little bit of history about Roddy Piper. As you know, Ronda Rousey got his blessing to continue on his legacy, but neither here, neither there. But Roddy Piper titles Intercontinental Champion. He was a World Tag Team Champion, WCW United States Champion, but he never was a WWE Champion. That's the difference. Oh Lord, my back keep itching, y'all. Maybe it's a soap I'm using when I'm showering. So, just when they think they got all the answers, Hot Rod changes the questions. There's only one wild, unpredictable, loudmouth brawler that everyone loves to hate. His name is Rowdy Piper from Piper's Pit, and that show was really good. So a lot of people can't. I think Chris Jericho came close to uh, his little show that he had, because he's good on the mic, Chris Jericho, and he is son that is father right here. And WrestleMania, let's see, let me start. Where did I stop at? So from Piper's Pit to the main event of the original WrestleMania to his rivalry with Hulk Hogan that spanned decades, the Rowdy one made himself into a global icon. Every superstar who ever stepped in the ring with him learned that sooner or later everybody pays the Piper. Now, that famous leather jacket he used to wear, I was told his best friend was it Adrian? I can't think of his wrestler name. Forgive me, Lord. Forgive me, the higher powers to be. They actually died in a car crash back then, so he always wore that leather jacket because it was a gift to him from his friend. Can't think of the wrestler who it was, but notation on that. He feuded with a lot of people, lost a lot of matches. He was famous for about to do a boxing match with Mr. T, but ended up, I think, disqualifying himself or something. You know, that was all staged anyway, we know. And but Roddy Piper was a great wrestler, and he had a long-lasting career up until his demise, his death in 2000, I think 15 or 16. I think he died the same year Dusty Rhodes passed, because they started off in the 70s wrestling as young men, but he paved the way for a lot of people. All of them did. Hulk Hogan as well too. So these guys will always be remembered. So let's get this figure open up. I got some critiquing to do on this figure. It's not the best looking figure, but it is what it is. You know, I get it. It is what it is. So, with this Rowdy Piper figure, I see a couple things off with it, and a couple. Whew, I'm always dropping stuff, gang. I dropped one of his fists, but I didn't really care about it anyway. Let's see. So he comes with his famous kilt, his boots, the shirt says it all. Like, wow. And I don't have one for the wall, but I will get one for the wall soon. And as you can see, Roddy Piper wasn't a small. He wasn't a small guy, a skinny guy. He was a smaller guy compared to Hulk Hogan, all of them. But definitely, he was a part of my childhood. He was pretty ripped when he was coming up in the game. So, as you can see, the body looks great. He got the famous kilt on that he wears. He has some, trunks underneath it. And, okay. How do I put... Okay. Alright, I see how I put it on. Now, my problem with this figure is... it's a good-looking figure, face-wise, but I think the hair mode could have been a little bit better, a little realistic. I mean, the face could have, been a little bit smoother, not so... But the hair mode could have been like, they could just have his hair down. It looked like they got his hair pulled to the back like he's an office worker, a female office worker. And that's not the case. But this is an overall good looking figure body-wise. I love they stay true to the kilt. His Irish kilt. It will never be a Roddy Piper without the Irish kilt. Like, this man was iconic. He was he was one of the granddaddy of them all wrestlers back in that time. Like, he made WWE money, WCW money, and he did get elected to the Hall of Fame in 2015 or something like that, 14, before he passed away. And he had a lot of long-standing feuds with Hulk Hogan, the Four Horsemen, Lex Luger, tag team, but he never won the WWE title, which is crazy. Like, there's just some people that never won titles that you'd be shocked. But I guess time after time, you can't have it. You know, everybody can have their cake and eat it too. But articulation wise, okay, he moves. He's posable. The body looks great. I would have loved for him to come with a belt or a mic because Roddy Piper was a daggone good talker. So he does come with. I did drop one of the fists, but he did come with one set of hands, of fists. So what I might do is just take one out for his fist in his other hand. You know, throw his jabs or whatever. But definitely, I think like his hair could have been a little lighter brown, and it could have been like pulled down a little bit instead of that fluff back. Looked like a cheap piece of hair mode, Dukes of Hazzard's hair mode or something that they used from somebody else. Who knows? But it didn't make it look realistic at all. Like, I know there's probably better looking Mattel Roddy Piper figures, and I'm gonna find them. But I'm glad it's my first one I have in my collection, so I'm really appreciative that I went ahead and purchased it at the Moms and Pops store of Pops Comics. So I give this figure a 9.8 out of 10. I took 2 points off because the hair mode looked pretty bad. I didn't like it. It looks so like a wig. Make it look realistic, you know. So that's my forte on this. But Roddy Piper, he died of a heart attack. Was it a heart attack or something like that to that degree? You know, in wrestling it's really hard, and everybody, who knows, steroid use back then and all of that, because that was very big. I'm saying allegedly because I don't know that to be true. I listen to these wrestling podcasts. Sometimes they can be wrong, but it's okay. You take your facts, stir it up in a pot, and you make it to your own mindset of what you want to believe or not. But definitely, I would say he's a good. This figure you can add to your collection as well as Dusty Rhodes. So I'm really pleased to have them, and I will be uploading all the pictures of the videos I do all week on Instagram. So definitely check it out. I bought it at the Moms and Pops store. Both of these for $15 a piece, so it's $30 for both of them together, which is cool. Okay, so I would like to thank all my new subscribers for subscribing to my channel, The Boy with the Parents and the Toys. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe to my channel, and make sure you like, share, subscribe to your family, your friends, your enemies, and everyone have a safe summer. Cause summertime, the summertime. Everyone have a great day.